Hello everyone, the 316 here with another Morphin Monday Lightning Collection review. This time I got the Wave 12 Mighty Morphin Black Ranger, Adam. He retails for $24.99. I got mine from Amazon. Now I would have had this figure a bit sooner. Unfortunately, that first figure I got when I went to take the helmet off, the neck peg snapped clean off. So I'm going to explain to you why that happened in a bit. But let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories we get with this figure. We got the civilian head sculpt, which is brand new. One of the only new things about this figure. It does have a little earring on the ear. If you want to paint that in, I probably won't. It's a fine headpiece. Next up we get, your two-fisted hands, two holding hands, which we'll look at on the figure. All three forms of the blade blaster, including the holstered one. Let me line these up real quick. There we go. For some reason, I don't know why, but the holstered version of the handle is way bigger than the actual blade version, which I have no understanding why. Like, why didn't they swap this handle and the handle in the middle? It would have made much more sense, because it's a lot easier for this figure to hold the holstered version than it is to hold the sword version of the blade blaster. Anyway, that just fits in here just like the pistols would. Alright, last two accessories. We got the extinguisher and its effect piece. I believe this weapon was used in Season 2, I think it's like Episode 8, Putty on the Brain. I could be wrong about the numbering. I do know it's Season 2, though. It's a nice looking weapon. Adam never used it, though, so that's fun to know. Now, something interesting about this effect piece is that it is the same size as In Space Pink's, so you can use that here. And it's also the same as, what's his name here? Phantom Ranger. So you could use that one instead. And just in case you were curious, I will go ahead and show what that looks like on those figures. Pretty small, but honestly, I like that better here. And then if we look at In Space Pinks, this one looks kind of funny. It is a little loose, but it stays in there. And there you go with that one. So it's nice to get another effect piece that uses the really small bar. Hope we see this in other colors. On camera, it looks like it's clear. In person, it has a very slight bluish tint to it. Like water, because that's what it's supposed to be. Alright, and let's go ahead and take a look at this figure. Really, this figure is mostly reuse, except the the extinguisher, the effect piece, and the head sculpt. Everything else is completely reused. This helmet is new in this specific type of plastic. It has been used in the metallic black figure that was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, although you can find it on eBay under Hasbro Toy Shop, in case any of you want to get it from there. It's a little cheaper, not by much though. I did really want to get this figure, mostly because I had this guy. And, his helmet, you can see how bad it is in comparison. But, he doesn't come with the power axe. He does. He doesn't come with a good helmet, but he does. So I can, switch between these two figures if I really wanted to, the helmets and the weapons. So let me go ahead and take this weapon off of him. And I'm actually going to take the entire hand off, just because, as you can see on this side, it's a lot, more closed, whereas this one is way more open. And I did have some struggle taking the hands off of this figure. Like, I really feel like I have to twist it. Okay, I'm going to have to do this off camera. Ugh, really feels like I'm going to rip something, but just be careful and you'll get it. Okay, got the hand off. I believe it is the same mold, although the molding on the forearm may be slightly different. Oh yeah, look at that. The molding is a little different. It looks like it's uh, even a different type of mold. Yeah, it doesn't have that little number 8 on the new figure. Very interesting. All right, I mean, it's the same hand mold, so it shouldn't make too much of a difference. But if you are having trouble removing parts from this figure, I'm going to get into that. But you saw what not forearm there, like the wrist section. No, that's the forearm, right? I'm getting my anatomy mixed up. All right, so here is what Adam looks like with the power axe. And it looks good. I mean, it should look good. It's his weapon. So again, it does not come with the figure. You have to get one of the other, Mighty Morphin Black figures, which I had Dragon Shield for the longest time. One interesting thing to note is that the new figure, not the diamond pattern, but rather the white color, it's a bit more bluish white on here, whereas on this one it's a little bit more yellowish white. Which one's better? I mean, it really just depends on what type of white you like. I prefer my figures not to have yellowish looking plastic, so I prefer this. This doesn't look bad though, honestly. This looks like it's been worn and weathered and like used. Like this one looks like it just came out of the stitching, if you will. So I think for the rest of this video, I am going to have him with the power axe. Alright, so now I was talking about the helmet at the beginning of this review, and I think I figured out why it was so difficult and why it ripped the neck peg. So I'm going to take the helmet off. I have no problem taking it off now. And I'm going to take the helmet off of the metallic armor. Or not metallic armor. The Dragon Shield Black. So I think it should be very apparent here, but look at the necks. That one's thinner, that one's thicker. This is the mold they have been using for a little while now, ever since I think Wave 9. It may have been previous, like Wave 8, but I know they were using it in Wave 9, mostly because of SPD Green using this neck. I do know he uses this neck, so that's probably why the neck peg snapped off. But when I took a look at the helmets, first things first, here's the old helmet. It's kind of hard to see, but I'll also get Adam's head in here. But every single head that I know of in this line has a square or a rectangle towards the top of the ball joint. And it's hard to see in this helmet, but there you go. You can see there's a square in this one. So when I took a look at this helmet, something interesting is that there is no square. It's completely round in there. I believe the reason why it's easier to take off the head, this, is because there is a square in there. So if you've had your head rip off and you've gotten a replacement, what I recommend doing with that replacement is what I did. I used a hairdryer, put it on warm, high, and heated it up for like maybe 2 minutes, and I was able to take the helmet off with relative ease. Then what I did was I took my knife here, and I just shaved a little bit around the edge of the ball joint. And that's why you can kind of see right here, there's a little bit of black on the neck peg. So there's nothing wrong with a neck peg. Like if I put this head on, super easy, barely an inconvenience, comes right off. So just keep that in mind if you get this figure. If it feels like it's gonna rip, don't keep pushing it. Use a hair dryer or even microwave some water, but I don't recommend that. Anyway, so here's a closer look at the helmets between them. The new helmet is on the left, and it's pretty much night and day which one's better, although I still do like this one. On camera, I think this one looks a lot better. In person, like from the side, it's really hard to tell which one is the correct helmet. This one's a bit more elongated, whereas this one's a bit more round. Like if I go back down here, you can see one of them's more rounded and one of them's more elongated in one direction. If we can get the focus, there you go. And you can see that the ears on the back of the helmet are much smaller, which they should be. So glad Hasbro at least fixed the helmet being wrong. Hope they do that with blue. I've been waiting to pick up that particular figure, not just because he's so expensive, but because he doesn't have a corrected helmet. And honestly, the head sculpt doesn't look as good. I don't know why it's struggling with focus now. I apologize. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and swap the heads between them, just so you can see. Oh yeah, that's right. This is a smaller peg as well, so that's that's okay. That's kind of fun. Look, whee. Anyway, but there you go. You can get an idea on what the old helmet looks like on the new body. And here's what the new helmet looks like on the old body. Although I don't like putting it on there because you just saw. Anyway, but there you go. Looks great. I really enjoy that. Comes off pretty easy though, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm pretty sure this one, yeah, this one's like a very slight smaller peg. Not just in the, you know, the joint here, but rather this peg is slightly smaller. Very hard to tell, but it definitely is a little smaller. I'm going to go ahead and put him off to the side real quick and fix him up. Also, I think it was wave like 6. They did release a Mighty Morphin Black, which was Zack. But on this one, they actually did fix the morpher. So it does have the red around it. It's not just black, silver, and a little bit of gold, thankfully. And here's the down here. Mine's a little gummy down here. It feels a little strange. Everything else feels okay. Out of the package, this joint was really warped like that. I just used a hairdryer again, easy fix. Otherwise, the paint, everything else on this figure is pretty good, paint-wise and whatnot. Alright, time for some size comparisons. He is your standard male body, so he should be about 6 1/4 inches. And let's go ahead and look at my previous review next to him. His Wave 12 mate, we get Dino Thunder Yellow. And an upcoming review, I got Wild Force Blue. So there's 3/4 of Wave 12. Still don't have Lost Galaxy Green. Where is the Amazon? I'm annoyed. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look how he looks next to Frog. I'm a frog. Oop. I've always had trouble standing up this particular figure. And while you can use this head sculpt on that figure, the neck peg on that one's even smaller than this one is. So just be aware. Oh, and I might as well stick him in there so you can take a look. You know, Mighty Morphin Black through the years, if you will. Okay, and finally, let's go ahead and get a group shot. Let's start off with pink. And then yellow. And then red. And the only other Mighty Morphin figure I got, white. So I just still need blue and green. But I have basic 5 here that are just standard versions of themselves, nothing special. It's nice to finally be, filling out the team, having more corrected helmets. I don't have the tube pack that comes with the Trini Trini Jason, the color swap tube pack. I plan on getting that, although the quality control looks pretty bad on it, so I might wait for a sale. But anyway, Mighty Morphin team's looking good. And as many others have said, this is probably going to be the last time we see these plastic boxes. So here's the back of the box. There's your Lightning side. There's the Mighty Morphin logo side. There's the front, Legalese, and the top. So overall, I won't fully recommend this figure. This is the only figure I've ever had to get a replacement for. Thankfully, it was pretty easy with Amazon. If you really want the corrected helmet, you might as well. If you have Dragon Shield Black, but not the, Wave, I think, 6 Mighty Morphin Black, then this figure, I think, is perfectly fine to get. I mean, that's why I got him. He doesn't come with the Power Axe again. He's just posed here at the end, because I'm going to be posing him like this, since Adam never used the Extinguisher. I do somewhat wish that they did also give us, say, the Defender vest from Operation Overdrive. Yes, Operation Overdrive. Which reminds me, I forgot to compare him next to SPD Red. Oh well. If we get Ninja Storm or Mystic Force soon, then I'll do that then. But anyway, I think this figure's fine. If you want it, get it. If you like Adam, get it. Otherwise, wait for a sale. I mean, this is the 4th iteration of black they've done. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments below if you're getting this figure, if you've had problems with the quality control in this wave. Don't forget to like the video, helps people find it, as well as subscribing and hit the bell. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace.